Hi, I'm Shane Jones, making headlines tonight. A dedicated CBC radio station for everything crop over during the season. Barbados and China deepen ties with an economic and technical cooperation agreement. And coming up in sports, New Zealand qualified for the Cricket World Cup semi-finals as Pakistan failed to do the improbable.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
Leading the news at 7, we at the CBC are happy to announce that radio station 94.7 FM is now 94.7 FM crop over correct, the official station of everything crop over for 2019. Lisa Lord joins us live now with the details. Good evening, Lisa. Well, 94.7 FM truly is the station of choice this crop over.
That is correct, Shane. It became official today with a special edition of Festival Stage in the CBC car park, and right outside we had a number of artists and major players of the Crop Over Festival passing through to celebrate that big news with us.
Lisa, I know for quite some time now, Calypsonians and artists have been calling for 100% Bajan music in the Crop Over Festival. And if I'm understanding it correctly, 94.7 FM will be doing exactly that.
That is correct. From today, 94.7 FM became 100% Crop Over music, Shane, and programming 24 hours a day. CBC Car Park was filled with the sights and sounds of Crop Over 2019 as the exciting announcement was made of the rebranding of radio station 94.7 FM as Crop Over Correct for the season. Radio program manager Pearson Bowen says the initiative came about from a collaborative effort with the National Cultural Foundation.
It's a partnership that we've worked really hard at seeking to have happen, and it has happened. So that means 24-hour block-to-block of soca music, all that the festival has to offer, from live coverage of the different events as well, and social commentary, which a lot of people have been asking to hear a lot more of on the air. We will have a whole plethora of all of that. Artists will have an opportunity to come on through and share what they're offering. We invite tents, we invite corporate sponsors to book time as well, because we've created a number of exciting packages. So we believe that this is going to be very, very exciting crop over, as it is correct.
Several government ministers and other officials were on hand for the historic move. Among them, Culture Minister John King, who gave it his full endorsement.
It's awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, this is where we should have been a long time ago, but we're here now, and I want the artists, I want everybody to take advantage of this great initiative. It's very important that there is a one-stop shop for everything crop over, and this is it.
CBC's acting general manager Sherwood McCaskey says the rebranding is in line with the original mandate of the CBC to educate, entertain, and inform.
Although we might have drifted away from that mandate over the years, I think what you're seeing here this morning is an indication that CBC is back to that original mandate. And we are proud to be associated with this. When the CEO of the National Cultural Foundation informed me about her intentions to partner with us, I mean, we were absolutely delighted. We couldn't say no. This is what CBC is all about.
So once again, for the duration of the Sweetest Summer Festival, 94.7 FM will be 100% crop over content. And Shane, Minister of Broadcast and Public Affairs Senator Lucille Moe was also in the car park with us. She hails the move as a progressive one, noting that the CBC has a huge part to play in cultural consciousness.
Crop over is our season. Many countries have different things that reflect their seasons, and they tend to embrace their seasons. You go to certain countries, and if it's a carnival, from the time you step off that plane, you know it's carnival, and that is all that surrounds you. And certainly crop over is an integral part of Barbadian culture, and so I think that this ability for 94.7 to be a part of this process is really a good thing.
So Shane, lots happening for the season and for 94.7 FM, the official station for Crop Over 2019. Shane?
Okay, Lisa, tell me something. What's your favorite crop over song?
I'd have to say Mole, Dong Inebidum.
Let me see. Let me hear some.
Let you hear what?
All right. Thanks a lot, Lisa. In just a few hours, 34 performers will be vying for a place in the final of the revamped MQI 98.1 The One Soca Monarch Finals. The semifinals come off at 10 tonight at Kensington Oval. Remember, there are 34 competitors instead of the anticipated 32 because there were 2 ties, meaning there will be no reserves tonight. The competition will be live on Radio 94.7 FM as well as MCTV pay-per-view and is also available for streaming through cropover.cbc.bb. The finals of one of the highly anticipated competitions for the season will get underway tomorrow night. It's the Yellow International Bashment Soca Monarch. While the majority of finalists are local artists, some of the regional contestants we caught up with are promising to come out swinging. More in this Lorna Jones report.
The regional artists set to take part in the International Bashment Soca Monarch competition are here and ready to hit the stage. For Guyana's Blaze Antonio, it's his first time ever in a competition.
It's about creating an impact and leaving an impact. And it's all about the love for the music and the love for the culture. Guyana, I'm here for you, but Barbados, I'm here to take it home and entertain you guys.
However, St. Vincent's Sita the Lyrical Diva has been here before.
When I was a semi-finalist, I was just rooting for everybody to vote for me. I was nervous, of course, because I wanted to experience the International Bashment Soca competition again. And then when I found out that I'd made it to the final round of competition, I was elated because I really wanted to compete against Rick again.
Although not competing, Grenadian Mr. Killer will perform. He had a special message for all the artists.
The artists on a whole, to always remain positive, stay away from drugs, stay away from crime, and always remember to believe in yourself. And the Almighty Father, keep him close. That is my advice to you.
Promoter Andrew Weeks of 4D Entertainment says support for the competition has been overwhelming. He says while Bashment Soca is more popular among younger Barbadians, it has the ability to cross the generation gap.
It still leaves the way for the older entertainers too, who have the capability to write and produce the songs in order to lend their writing experience to some of the younger artists and help them to create the art form in terms of and the direction that we would like to see Bashment go in terms of a bigger international standard.
The International Bashment Soca Monarch will come off in just over 24 hours at Pirates Cove in the city.
There appears to be some disagreement among CARICOM heads regarding the Caribbean Development Fund. That fund is intended to benefit the less developed members of the grouping, given the advantage in trade more developed nations are expected to have under the Caribbean single market and economy. We hear more in this Peter Richards report.
CARICOM sources say that Jamaica stormed out of the caucus meeting Thursday night as the issue was being discussed. Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness apparently disagreed with his regional colleagues on the position adopted on the contribution to be made by the so-called developed countries of CARICOM.
But I understand Jamaica has been pulling back on this. Well, Jamaica indicates that it has a financial problem that he has to deal with, and I think a decision was made years ago to that they should not be part of the fund the second tranche. So there was an issue concerning this, and I think Jamaica is in the best position to answer.
However, Prime Minister Andrew Holness did not speak to reporters when he arrived at the summit venue on Friday.
Mr. PM, I'm wondering if you would tell us something, Mr. PM?
Informed sources say Kingston is questioning the accuracy of the report of previous meetings on the matter. Sources familiar with the talk say Jamaica claims that their position is to opt out of making a contribution to the CDF at this point in time. At the same time, some Caribbean countries such as Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Kitts Nevis contend that Jamaica cannot opt out and that it is an obligation of each member by way of treaty.
From Castries, St. Lucia, I am Peter Richards reporting for CBC Barbados.
It was a mixture of soca and food as the Togetherness Social Club fused the two, whetting the appetite of partygoers this crop over season. The inaugural Togetherness Soca Food Fusion got underway last weekend, much to the delight of the patrons present in Jackman St. Michael. Public Relations Officer Courtney Downs says the event was a success.
I think everything but to get in this group, it's always a trickle and moving in, and persons have been coming in, and a lot of persons who are not too keen on the calypso aspect of it. They're more in for the food, as again this is very much known. Like I said, I've been doing parking, so I would have seen the persons coming, I've seen them leaving, I've seen the trays going out, so food was the order of the day. So as a matter of fact, that's why we say soca food fusion. So the most fused food than the soca, but I know that lots of persons will still come out.
There was also a presentation by 4-Day morning band Red Wash. The band intends to keep its prices affordable. Member of the organizing committee, Kimberly Agard, says interested people can register at the Barbados Labour Party headquarters.
We encourage persons to come have some fun with this band. It's very affordable. We ensure that you will have a good time, a safe time. This is actually the second year that we are on the road, and we intend to keep the standard to what it was last year. Last year we had a ball. Everybody had a good time. The reviews that we got were very encouraging. That is why we decided to have the band again.
Checking in with our regional neighbors now, Dominica is set to announce the replacement for Ross University soon. Ross shut down its operations in Dominica late last year after the island was devastated by Hurricane Maria and moved to the university to Barbados. Marpin TV reports.
During the institution's stint in Dominica, it had been credited for a buoyant economic environment in the Portsmouth area for landlords, vendors and taxi operators, among others. During a site visit to the Cabris Resort Kempinski earlier this week, Prime Minister Skerrit said steps were being taken to have another educational institution establish itself in the north.
We are making progress with our developer, with our investor, and we are keeping our fingers crossed that everything will go well. But certainly we will see the resumption of a school on the campus at Picard. So we signed an agreement. We should finalize the lease agreement in the next week or so. The investors working on all the licenses are required, and once those things are all settled, then I'll be in a position to address the nation on this. But I'm very happy for this, and I thank God for it.
The return of such an institution in the north will greatly benefit the tourism stakeholders and wider northern community.
I'm very happy for the landlords, in particular in Portsmouth, and all the number of people who benefit directly and indirectly from the presence of Ross Den, that the day is back, and very soon they will start benefiting again from the presence of a university in there.
In Jamaica, millions of dollars worth of fake goods were seized by law enforcement officials in downtown Kingston, and the owner faces a number of charges. CVM TV reports.
The raid, which took place on Luke Lane, found several counterfeit brands. Assistant Superintendent Victor Barrett of CTOC said 3/4 of the goods found at the location were fake.
On close inspection, we discovered that almost 3/4 of the store contains counterfeit clothing. These brands include Gucci, Tommy Hilfiger, Fendi, Polo, and other brands.
ASP Barrett said the owner will be charged under the Trademark Act as well as the Consumer Protection Act for deceptive conduct. Fines may be up to $1 million. He said oftentimes customers aren't aware of the harmful chemicals found on some of the items of clothing.
You might end up in a hospital by just wearing a shoes or a shirt. The dye from the shirt might contain toxic chemical that goes into your bloodstream. So, I mean, you can just think about it, and it's scary. So my advice to the consumers is buy reputable brands from reputable locations, and also just educate yourself.
The seizure is part of CTOC's plan to clamp down on counterfeit goods on the island. He says they've confiscated $20 million worth of fake goods in downtown Kingston. He's encouraging the clothing and apparel community to create and promote their own brands.
Guyana's government has come in for a high praise in taking the first steps in approving a proposal to remove custodial sentences for small quantities of marijuana. At the same time, there is a call for more educational programs on marijuana usage, as we hear from NCN.
The proposal to remove custodial sentences for 30 grams or less of marijuana is already the talk of the town since the news broke late Tuesday. The statement from the Ministry of the Presidency said approval was granted by the Cabinet after extensive discussions and reviews. NCN News caught up with Alfred Park of the Rastafarian community, who hailed the move as a progressive first step. Park also stressed the recreational and medicinal benefits which links to their worship and sacrament.
Yes, my beloved brother, that's good news. That's beautiful. That's good news. A lot of people would accept such a move like that because it's the initial move. And I do respect that. I do respect the move that the government made towards eliminating people from prison for less than half ounce. That's beautiful. It is important for us, the Rastafarians, to have access to the cannabinoid, which would be, well, the marijuana. You must have access to that. And before you even decide to say where you're going to sit down and give thanks and praise.
The crop over activity is picking up, with events being held all around the island. And of course, we here at Countdown are trying to bring you as much of that action as possible.
Over 6,000 people here tonight on year 3 of Powder, and we expect to keep growing. We always take the feedback from our patrons and try to enhance the experience.
Trinidad and Tobago entertainer Shal Marshall was one of the main acts.
Bartender! Boy! Everybody put your hands in the air! Stop it! Everybody know when it's time to stop it! That's what you
It's about paint, powder, water, people just having a grand time. They're here with their friends, they're here with their family. It's just madness. And of course, it's like 1 month till crop over. So the mass start, the action start.
Marshall also spoke about the success of some of his music.
Give thanks. I mean, I got a song that people love, you know, and they don't have a timeline. They don't have, it's not dated. Put it like that, it's not dated. So, you know, people still loving it, and I give thanks to that, especially Barbados. Barbados, they love the splinters.
Tonight we have the semi-finals of the MQI 98-1 Soca Monarch competition, and tomorrow the International Bashment Soca competition. We caught up with some of the regional artists who will be trying to dethrone reigning Bashment Soca King, Lil Rix. You may know Mighty and Subans from this song.
We have a big tune called Too Touch to Clap. Make sure. I know it's been playing here in Barbados, and it's been playing all across the Caribbean. So, you know, this is basically what we're gonna put out there, and we're fully ready, 100% loaded for this competition.
They also gave us their thoughts about Bashment Soca.
To me, music is just music. It's just a way to express yourself. So there is no such thing as fighting down a genre, because to me it's a homegrown genre in Barbados, just like in St. Lucia we have the Denu segment. So I think that people should appreciate that, and from there move forward.
All the girls in the gym right now. Keep grinding. Keep grinding.